let's get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for January 21st, 2020. Qs basically unchanged here, and the SPY is just going to be down 0.17, it looks like there. Not much going on here on the hourly. We're talking about how we need a couple things to happen for any kind of significant top. Either we accelerate away from the trend, we put in just green bar after green bar, and we put in some kind of blow off top, or we get some surprise kind of gap down, leaves, and just changes the trend with the gap itself. And we just haven't been getting that. You can see that the uptrend here, right, has been pretty well maintained, not accelerating away, pretty close to a 45-degree angle here on the hourly. Daily also has not really been able to accelerate without any kind of retracement, which keeps the uptrend nice and healthy. So we are looking for those two things for any kind of significant top. As far as like a short-term sell-off, short-term pullback, we're just watching the hourly trend to break here. Okay, so if the hourly trend breaks, we put in a lower low and a lower high. We could get kind of multi-hour, multi-day pullback probably, but not the kind of thing to expect that the top is in. So, you know, for right now, it's the same as we have been for the last few weeks. Just bullish going into tomorrow. I know, not all that surprising. I mean, today was a very neutral day. So if today is going to be a neutral day, you can expect that it didn't really change much for our market bias. Okay, narrow range did kind of recover from a small gap down. Okay, so just continue to expect sell-offs to be viable opportunities. Okay. All right, moving on to the Uber. Uber I did have as the favorite gap up this morning. Gave it to the room a few times here. Nice breakout happening over those days of consolidation, and then nice kind of transition here on the daily that we have going on. So I did like that the market was showing weakness at the open. Uber was gapping up. It did kind of pop really quickly here at the open. Not that we weren't aware of it, but I wasn't sure if this was really ready to go. So that's a really nice start to that move. That wasn't where I got involved. We got a pullback here. You can see a retracement after the move, right? And then over this topping tail, we let the first pivot trigger and then over it. Kind of made you sweat for it here. The stop was 36. Okay, right there. You can see it came back in to test that 36 and ended up holding. So that stop right there, if you kept your stop there, right, you were in it for the bigger move there. And then coming out of lunch, only gave you one play here for the afternoon. And that was to play this Uber as a breakout. Kind of, again, you did have to live through a little bit of a sell-off. You could have kind of got some out on the initial rally and then sell off and then on to the next new highs there on the Uber. And so, you know, the reason that I was on this in the morning and then even as the first play was getting to targets, still interested in it higher is because you can see here at kind of where the gap is happening, right, and what is to the left. And so there's not a lot of overlap here to the left. So, you know, there's different kinds of voids. This is the kind of void where you're going into a wide range red bar where there hasn't been a lot of trading. So it's very different than if you're running up, like, let's say into, like on this run up here where my cursor is, this run up here, and then there's a bunch of overlap. A lot of time was spent here. A lot of resistance here was created, right? The traders have experience with this area, knowing now that sellers own it because that's what happened last time it was there. It got sold hard, ran up into that area, right? And then got sold hard again, right? The way that it got through it was by spending time up there, absorbing that supply, and then getting above it now into an area with less resistance, right? So we've only really spent however much time on this one day in that area. So that leaves for nice, bigger potential moves here. We can see that the Uber even making new highs here as we speak. Not in it anymore. Did trail out on the hourly here just by a little bit. Yeah, just right underneath there. But still not a bad play. Couple opportunities there, holding up well even as kind of the market came in here in the afternoon. So, this is one that I also think, if you're thinking, I didn't play it today or I didn't get a chance to get in, I think you can watch this for a potential swing play, because it does look like, based on this daily and the weekly, that if we get a nice kind of pullback here, right, that maybe the bottom is in. So I don't think it's necessarily a good idea to just jump in, right here, right now, or first thing tomorrow morning or anything, but okay to watch for a setup on the daily here to see if we get some kind of retracement. I would expect this area around the 3450 area to hold, okay, but you don't want to see too much of a retracement. You don't want to see that come all the way back in and linger there. If this thing has got the kind of is ready to move, we should see just a quick setup and then off from there. Okay, so that was the focus for the Uber today. You might have also played the MLCO with Sammy here in the afternoon as a short. Was a pretty nice play as well. Right here, setting up this base and then a breakdown, and the news kind of helped get this thing going, and even beyond low of the day. So not a bad way to start the week after a long weekend. We're still in the very beginning of earnings season, so just make sure that you are prepared and ready for lots of trading coming up. Okay? All right, hope you did well today. If not, we'll be back at it tomorrow, and I will talk to you then. All right, have a good evening.